Okay, writing notes for this. It depends as much on gene product and the production of a particular phenotype from this product as it does on the particular phenotype that we choose to examine. In case more than one phenotype is influenced by the same gene, more than one phenotype is influenced by the same gene. Next, in a dihybrid cross, in a dihybrid cross of pleiotropic genes, of pleiotropic genes, one allele pair, one allele pair exhibits, one allele pair exhibits complete dominance, complete dominance, and another allelic pair, and yeah, repeat the point once again. Yeah, in dihybrid cross of pleiotropy, in dihybrid cross of pleiotropy, one pair of alleles, one pair of alleles exhibits complete dominance, and other pair of alleles exhibits incomplete dominance, incomplete dominance. So phenotype ratio, phenotype ratio is 3:6:. So the phenotype ratio is 3:6:3:1:2:1. Whereas in monohybrid pleiotropic cross, the ratio is 1:2:1. Both genotype and phenotype ratios are 1:2:1. I told you. In monohybrid pleiotropic cross, both genotype and phenotype ratios are 1:2:1, like incomplete dominance. But there, in incomplete dominance, phenotype is showing 1:2:1 and genotype is also showing 1:2:1 for one character. But in pleiotropic monohybrid cross means 1:2:1 is genotype, 1:2:1 phenotype. But here this is related to two characters. Okay. For pleiotropy, monohybrid cross gives this one. Which one? 1:2:1 ratio of genotype, 1:2:1 ratio of phenotype. But for dihybrid cross of pleiotropy, this phenotype ratio is 3:6:3:1:2:1. Okay, this is dihybrid. Next topic, multiple allelism. Multiple allelism, which is multiple alleles. Normally, one gene has two alleles, a pair of alleles. One gene has a pair of alleles, two alleles are present. Presence of more than two alleles of a gene is called as multiple allelism. Presence of more than two alleles for a gene is called as multiple allelism. That more number of genes of a particular gene are called as multiple alleles. Okay, where they are present, these multiple alleles are present on same locus of homologous chromosomes. What are homologous chromosomes? In the beginning of the topic chapter, I gave some definitions like homologous chromosomes, locus. Homologous chromosomes means a pair of identical chromosomes which have a pair. Suppose chromosome A has two copies. Every chromosome has a pair, right, in humans. So that chromosome pairs, chromosomes of equal length, same morphology and function, that they are called as homologous chromosomes. Suppose in females two X chromosomes are there. These are homologous chromosomes. But X chromosome and Y chromosome are present in males, but these are not homologous. These are homologous chromosomes. In that homologous chromosomes, they are present at same locus. Locus means position or physical presence. A very well-known example of this multiple allelism is ABO blood group system. Same this ABO blood group system we already studied under codominance. Codominance we studied where there is expression of both alleles. Two alleles are expressed both, that will give codominance, that we saw here. Okay? That one, ABO blood group system was identified by this. Here, what are multiple alleles of blood group systems? ABO blood group system has multiple alleles. How many alleles are present in ABO blood group system? Anyone? How many alleles are there? I A is there, I B is there, small I is there. Yeah, three alleles. Hey, who is saying 6? Not 6, 3 alleles only, not 6. Okay? 3 alleles are present, IA, IB and small I. Okay, 3 alleles are present. You know who found this blood group system? Karl and Steiner discovered ABO blood group system. Okay, and AB blood group is there na? ABO are discovered by Karl and Steiner. But another blood group is there, AB. AB blood group system, I mean AB blood group AB, ABO. You know how many blood groups are there? Blood group A is there, blood group B is there, O is there. Blood group AB blood group is there, na? That was discovered by a scientist named D. Caslow. D. Caslow and Staining. D. Caslow and Staining. Here, due to presence of that multiple alleles, this ABO blood group is forming, possible codominance and difference. Three alleles are present. This is example 1. Another example for multiple allelism are coat color of rabbit. Coat color, skin color, or we can say coat color. Rabbit has white color hair or some dark color hair like that. And eye color of Drosophila. Eye color of Drosophila. These are best examples. Okay. How many genotypes are possible for this multiple alleles? Suppose a pair of allele is there, na? A pair of allele means by monohybrid cross, what is the genotype we will get? Genotype we are getting 1:2:1 genotype for one, one pair of alleles. Suppose multiple alleles, genotype of more alleles. Multiple alleles genotype is n/2 into n plus 1, where n is equal to number of alleles. Number of alleles. Suppose how many alleles are present for blood grouping? For blood group 3 alleles are there. So number of genotypes possible is 3/2 into 3 plus 1. 3/2 into 3 plus 1. Okay. 3/2 into 3 plus 1 means 6. There in blood grouping system we saw already how many genotypes are possible. 6 different genotypes are possible. IA, IAIB, IA small I, IBIB, IB small I small I. Number of genotypes possible for multiple allele system is n/2 into n plus 1, where n is equal to number of alleles. Write this point separately. Number of genotypes of multiple alleles. Number of genotypes of multiple alleles is n/2 into n plus 1, where n is equal to number of alleles. So monohybrid cross and the laws which are proposed on monohybrid cross, they were complete. And some other crosses which are related to monohybrid cross complete. What are the laws proposed by Mendel on monohybrid cross? Law of dominance, law of segregation. And to prove that monohybrid cross, he conducted some other experiments also, like test cross, back cross. Test cross, once again tell formula. n/2 into n plus 1. So monohybrid crosses were conducted. Here, in addition to that monohybrid cross, Mendel conducted test cross, back cross, and with the help of that test cross, back cross, he explained the two laws: law of dominance, law of segregation. Then, with the help of that only, he explained incomplete dominance, complete dominance, incomplete dominance, complete dominance, multiple allelism, and pleiotropy were explained. Then come to dihybrid cross. This dihybrid cross is somewhat more critical and lengthy than this monohybrid cross. Here, what is dihybrid cross? Dihybrid cross is a cross between two true breeding plants. Which plants here? True breeding pea plants which differ only in two traits. Total 7 traits of pea plant are there, you know. What are that 7 traits? Height of the stem. Height of the stem is one. Then position of the flower, that is one. Position of the flower, flower color, flower shape, sorry, pod shape, pod color, seed shape, seed color. 7 characters are there, right? Among that 7, only 2 are different. Only 2 are different. Remaining 5 traits are same. Remaining 5 traits are same, but only 2 traits are different between the 2 parents. A male parent and female parent are taken. This male and female parents show difference in only 2 traits. Remaining 5 traits are same. Suppose two plants are taken. Suppose pod color, pod shape. Pod color, pod shape. Here pod color, here green is one, yellow is one. You know, green is dominant. Pod shape, pod color. No, what? Pod color, what is dominant? Green is dominant, yellow is recessive. And pod shape, inflated is dominant and constricted is recessive. Suppose pod color, pod shape, 2 characters are taken. Here one plant has pod color as green and pod shape as inflated. So that plant is crossed with another plant which has yellow pod color with constricted pod shape. So only pod color, pod shape are different. Here green, here yellow, here inflated, here constricted. Remaining 5 characters are same. Remaining 5 characters are same means both plants, this is one parent, this is another parent. The 2 parents maybe both are tall or both are dwarf. Both have round seeds or both may have wrinkled seeds. Both may have yellow seeds or green seeds. Both may have terminal flowers or axial flowers. Like that. Remaining all 5 characters are same, but only 2 characters are different. That type of character, that type of seed is called what? Dihybrid cross. So by dihybrid crosses, he conducted some experiments. Okay, here the law of dominance and law of segregation are applicable to this dihybrid cross also. Here I will take a cross now. Yeah, I think all of you completed. More time given. He conducted a cross between seed color and seed shape, which has seed color as 2, yellow seed color is dominant and green seed color is recessive. Then seed shape he took. Seed shape round, which is dominant, and wrinkled is recessive. 2 plants he took which are differing in seed color and seed shape. Seed color and seed shape are differing between 2 plants. Write that point, I need to erase that again. 2 parents he took, especially 2 true breeding pea plants. True breeding means which are homozygous for all genes. All genes have homozygous condition. See here, one plant has both dominant that is homozygous for all true breeding. And this is recessive, both are recessive, both are dominant. Then it is what homozygous condition. He selected that two true breeding pea plants which are differing in seed color and seed shape. Take a crop, round, yellow, capital R, capital Y. Capital R round which is dominant, yellow color which is dominant, homozygous condition. This is crossed with normal. Round is dominant, whereas recessive is wrinkled. Wrinkled seeds which shows recessive gene, small r. Then yellow color of seed is dominant, whereas green color of seed is recessive. For that genes are recessive, small y. These two plants they collected, and here how gametes will form, capital R, capital Y are gametes. Here small r, small y are gametes. And in F1 there is production of all with capital R, capital Y, small y. This is dominant. This is recessive. Here dominant F1 are produced. Dominant F1. Then this dominant F1, here space I need more, so that capital R, capital Y, small y, F1. These are what? Parents. These are gametes. Which one? This one, gametes. And these are F1 progeny. Then F1 progeny are selfed. When F1 progeny are selfed, how many number of gametes are possible? How many types of gametes are possible from this? This is one F1 that is crossed with another F1 to produce F2. F1 plant on selfing, there is formation of gametes. See here, according to 50% segregation, I told you gametes, law of segregation 50%. Capital R, small r is there, capital Y, small y is there. So capital R, small r will divide into capital R, small r gametes. Capital Y, small y will divide into this one. And gametes, this may combine with this one, so that capital R, capital Y gamete will form. This will combine with this, capital R, small r, capital Y, small r, small y. So 4 types of gametes are possible. 4 types of gametes possible now. Now write a Punnett pair. This, suppose this is male parent, this is female parent. Male parent is producing gamete, capital R, capital Y, one gamete, capital R, small y, one gamete, small r, capital Y, one gamete, small r, small y, one gamete. First I will divide this equally, then it will come easy. Another parent is also producing capital R, capital Y, one gamete. Capital R, small y, one gamete. Small r, capital Y, one gamete. Small r, small y, another gamete. Okay, now upon fusion, what will happen? capital R, capital R, capital R, capital R, capital Y will be offspring. Then capital R, capital R, capital Y, small y. Right? Next, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Write tabular column big because I need to write characters again. Here capital R, capital R, capital Y, small y. Capital R, capital R, capital Y, small y. And here capital R, small y, small y. And capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Capital R, small r, small y, small y. Next, capital R, small r, capital Y, capital Y. Now, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. See this combination. Next combination, small r, capital Y, capital Y. Small r, capital Y, small y. Then capital R, capital Y, small y. Then capital R, small y, small y. Small r, capital Y, small y. Small r, small y, small y. This is the possibility. From this, see now what is the properties of the plant. Progenies are produced, na? How progenies are showing the characters. We will see that now. 1 second. See here, dominant. So, round. This is also one dominant allele is there. So, it is round yellow. This one, dominant. Yellow, seed, color. One dominant allele is there. So, it is also showing round yellow. One dominant allele is there. Round yellow. This also round yellow. This one round yellow. This one here capital R is there. So round, but color both are recessive means green color will come. Green. Then this is round yellow. This is round green. Round green. This is round yellow. This is round yellow. But here smaller, recessive. Recessive means what? Wrinkled. Wrinkled, but color is yellow. Wrinkled yellow. This also wrinkled yellow. This is round yellow. This is round green. This one wrinkle green, because the dominant color is there. Sorry, wrinkle yellow. Dominant means wrinkled yellow. Last one, wrinkled and green, because both are recessive. These characters will come. Understand? Now based on this, write a phenotype. Phenotype ratios. What are the phenotypes formed? Round yellow is one formed. Round yellow. How many are formed round and yellow? Count. Round and yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Round yellow are formed 9. Then round green are there. How many round green are there? Check now. Round green, here all round yellow. Round green, this is not, this one round green, 2, 1, 2, 3. Round green are formed 3. Then wrinkled yellow. Wrinkled yellow. All are round. Wrinkled here. Wrinkled yellow. 1, 2, 3. And finally, wrinkled green. How many wrinkled green? 1. So what is the phenotype ratio? 9:3:3:1. 9:3:3:1 is the phenotype ratio of your dihybrid cross. Note down this. Punnett square and phenotype also. Then I will say genotype from this. Note down this, even this, writing this genotype, dominant, recessive, each and every allele is very important, because next counting that phenotypes, genotype is very, critical. Finding that genotype is there now. If you do mistake in writing these alleles now, then you will get incorrect answer. So write that alleles very carefully. Complete? Subhadarni. Yeah, I will explain once again. You copy this first. I will explain. Because if I explain, I may mark, I may put some marks on this. That's why I told you to copy. If I explain once more, how did Mendel found these two alleles in a gene? What a question, Ra. What a question. Then what are you following from the beginning of the chapter? Every gene has two contrasting traits. If the gene is expressed, then its character is dominant allele. If the gene is not expressed, then it is a recessive allele. How Mendel found two alleles means based on the expression of the gene. Dominant allele which expresses, recessive allele which not expressing. What are Ramakrishna? Rama, Krishna, Govinda, Venkatesha, Srinivasa. Ramakrishna, understand? Nova. Right. Gene has the expression and there is the expression of a character means that is based on two principles. Molecular basis of inheritance complete na? Gene undergoes gene expression where transcription followed by translation and there is a protein synthesis. This protein will show character. Phenotype is a physical manifestation which is based on the expression of a character by a protein. A gene is expressed means that gene undergoes transcription followed by translation and there is synthesis of a protein. This protein may be a structural protein or enzyme protein, whatever it is, it shows its physiological activity. Okay. Suppose for yellow color means yellow color is due to production of a pigment. That pigment is produced by the protein or enzyme like this. Now yellow color gene is there. Which one? Yellow color gene like this, two alleles. How we can say two alleles means if a gene is expressing transcription, translation and protein or enzyme finally, the gene is expressing its character, then it is said to be dominant gene. Same gene is there, but it is not expressing its character. Okay, no character is seen. That is what recessive allele. So every gene has two copies. One is expressing, one is non-expressing. Different organisms have different combinations. See here, some organisms may have both expressing copies. One organism may have one expressing copy, one non-expressing copy. But other organism may have both non-expressing copies of the same gene. Every gene has two copies. That two copies, one may be dominant, one may be recessive, or both may be dominant or both may be recessive. That is the two alleles. Okay, Rama, Krishna. Okay, right, done. Finally you understood. Perform, what to perform? Code, what to raise? Perform, okay. Okay, right. Now, see this dihybrid cross. From this dihybrid cross, dominant, it is a true breeding pea plant. True breeding means which is homozygous for all characters, I told you. This is homozygous, this is also homozygous. Homozygous means both are dominant, both are recessive. This character also both are recessive. This is homozygous. Okay. Now this homozygous dominant for round and yellow seeds, round seeds and yellow color seeds crossed with another parent which has wrinkled seeds and green seeds, green color. Wrinkled seeds with green color that has this genotype. When they are crossed, all F1 will be of heterozygous condition. This is heterozygous, this is heterozygous, because one dominant gene is coming from here, capital R here, small r here. So that all F1 will be heterozygous. Heterozygous means this is round and yellow seeds are produced. Round and yellow seeds are produced by F1, which are heterozygous. Now, upon selfing of this F1 plant, we can produce F2 generation. This is F2. In this F2 generation, what is the possibility? Here, this is one parent. F1 parent, this is one F1. So this F1 has a genotype capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. This is diploid, two genes, two chromosomes. This is gene on one chromosome, this is another gene on another chromosome. One chromosome copy. Second chromosome, another copy. Suppose this one. Now how gametes are formed? Gametes how will form? This is same chromosome is haploid, capital R. This chromosome will separate, equally share into, this pair of alleles will be equally shared into two gametes. That is the law of segregation. Capital Y, small y is there. This is also shared into two gametes. Or it may share like this also. Capital Y, small y. Okay? Or capital R, small r. Capital R, small r, sorry. Yeah, I wrote different. Sharing, capital R, small r is shared once. Capital Y, small y are separated. Capital Y, small y are separated. Capital R, small r gets separated and capital Y, small y gets separated. So this is one chromosome, this is another chromosome, another gene. So during gametes what will form? If this allele is combining with this, then there is formation of this gamete. And this is combining with this means this allele. This is combining with this means this one, this gamete. This allele combine and will give this gamete. This capital R, small r gamete will not form here. Okay, like that 4 different kinds of gametes are produced. These are gametes of female parent, these are gametes of male parent. So by this, gametes are produced. Upon fusion of the gametes, these combinations are possible. Okay, here how many number of gametes are produced? How to calculate the gametes? Again I will tell you, here number of gametes is equal to 2 power n, where n is number of heterozygous alleles or heterozygous conditions. Suppose capital T, small t. How many? Suppose monohybrid cross. How many gametes are produced? Capital T is one gamete, small t is one gamete. How many heterozygous conditions are there? How many heterozygous? Only 2. I mean 1. 2 power 1 means 2 gametes. Suppose small t. How many heterozygous conditions are there? 0. 2 power 0. So only one kind of gamete will be formed. Capital T, homozygous condition. Heterozygous is 0. So 2 power 0. Only one kind of gamete will be formed. That is monohybrid cross. If you see here dihybrid cross, suppose here capital R, capital Y. How many heterozygous? Both are homozygous. 2 power 0. So one gamete will form. Capital R, capital Y. Same small r, small y also forming only one gamete. But if you see F1, capital R, capital Y, small y. How many heterozygous conditions are there? This is heterozygous gene, this is heterozygous gene. So 2 power n, here n number is 2. 4 kinds of gametes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 kinds of gametes are possible. So with that 4 kinds of gametes, here 4 gametes from male parents and 4 gametes from female parents. 4 into 4, 16 offsprings are possible. Okay. Now I will erase this phenotype. Based on this, how to write genotype? What is the phenotype ratio of your dihybrid cross? Phenotype ratio 9:3:3:1. That is a phenotype ratio. Write genotype ratio. How to write genotype? Genotype, capital R, capital R, capital Y, capital Y. This is one genotype. How many capital R, capital R, capital Y, capital Y? Anywhere? No chance. One. Okay. Then capital R, capital Y, small y. Just I will give tick marks for completed. This is complete. Capital R, capital R, capital Y, capital Y. Next one, capital R, capital Y, small y. This is one. This is one. So how many are formed? 2 are formed. Then third one, capital R, small r, capital R, small r, capital Y, this one. Capital R, small r, capital Y means here one, here one. How many? 2. Next one, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. How many are possible? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 are possible. Then capital R, small y, small y. Capital R, small y, 1. Only 1. Then capital R, small y, small y. Here 1, here 1. 2 are formed. Then small r, capital Y, small r, this one. 1 are formed. 1 is formed. Then small r, capital Y, small y. Small r, capital Y, small y. 2 are formed. Finally, small r, small y, small y. This only one. Calculate total now. 1:2:2:4. 1, 3, 5, 9, 10, 12, 13, 15, 16. How many offsprings are possible? 16 offsprings. From this 16 offsprings, what is the genotype ratio? 1:2:2:4:1:2:1:2:1. This is the genotype ratio. 1, 2, 2, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Like that, we'll get genotype ratio. Calculating this genotype ratio is very important. That's why I told you, if you do a simple mistake, suppose here a simple mistake, if you write a capital R, small r, capital Y you wrote means, then this number will come 3, and this number will come 3. Total ratio will be changed. That's why I told you, writing that alleles is very important. Write carefully. Yeah, very lengthy ratio. Yeah. If class is complete, our lunch will also be lengthy. How they ask the questions? How they ask the questions means I will tell you. Yeah, based on the topic already 10:50 now. If you complete this, then I will give 2 points. Then we'll discuss about problems, numerical problems on this next class. Okay, sir, please send the link of this recording. One more thing, that's molecular basis of inheritance. Tomorrow WPT is there now. What is the WPT portion for tomorrow? Lactose operon, regulation of gene expression, introduction, then lactose operon, human genome project, and DNA fingerprinting. 4 topics. For that, all recordings are added in Google Drive. Already you have that link. You can open the click molecular basis of inheritance link. Okay, there you can access until the end of DNA fingerprinting. All recordings were uploaded because tomorrow test is there now, so that I uploaded this topic also. This week I will upload and give you the separate link for this lesson. Separate link will be given for this lesson. Already I think 2 or 3 classes I uploaded already for this lesson. Remaining also I will explain. Once again, WPT portion. Regulation of gene expression. Beginning of regulation of gene expression. From that to end of the lesson. DNA fingerprinting. Including human genome projects. Regulation of gene expression. Lactose operon concepts. Then DNA fingerprinting. Then finally human genome projects. Where we have to see recordings are in Google Drive. Already Google Drive link is there now. If you open that Google Drive link, all will be there. Okay, already 10:15 is time. Okay, the problems related to this topic we'll discuss in next class. Till then, take care. Bye. Have a nice day.